Hey guys, it's Josh, and welcome back to Cross Zone. And today I want to ask you guys a question that I don't even know the answer to. And that question is, does God care about sports? And most importantly, does God help certain teams win certain sporting games and events and championships and stuff like that? There's a lot of sort of miracle stories out there where a team who wasn't supposed to beat another team did, like in some sort of comeback victory. There's a lot of stories out there about in a certain game, everything went right for a particular team. Could be anybody. Could be the Packers, the Falcons, anybody. And people view it as God having been on their side in that game. What do you think about that? Because there are those who say that God doesn't care about sports. He allows us to play sports because it's just fun for us, but God himself, like, he can take or leave sports, right? There are others that say that God definitely intervenes for certain athletes and even certain teams at various times for whatever his personal reasons are. And the evidence for that can be kind of strong when you look at it. I mean, when you watch a couple of teams play, and a team that's not supposed to win a particular game, say in the playoffs, just has everything go right for them, like every lucky break. Like the better team fumbles 4 times a game when they usually don't fumble at all, and stuff like this. I mean, those things probably don't always happen by chance. Sometimes they do, but sometimes you got to believe that there's some sort of a spiritual element at play. Now, I'm not one who believes that God necessarily blesses teams with championship after championship like the Patriots had in the 2000s. But God does reward hard work. And the Patriots built their whole model on hard work. The Patriots, they won, 5 Super Bowls in the 2000s. And they really never had a star player on offense outside of Brady himself. The only time they really had a star player is the one year that Randy Moss was there. And they kicked a lot of behind that year. I mean, that was the year they went 16-0, I believe. But they ended up losing in the playoffs and didn't get to complete their perfect season. But if God isn't magically moving mountains for particular sports teams, right? Maybe he's just stepping in to reward somebody's hard work every once in a while. You see what I'm saying? It's a tough thing because sometimes I think, man, God isn't going to help a team win a game just for their own joy or whatever, because in order to do that, he's got to take joy away from the other team. Why would he do that? But on the other hand, I say to myself, well, we don't really know what God's reasonings for doing things are. And in some of those games where a team seems to excel that shouldn't, and things happen and go their way that just seem miraculous, you got to question whether or not God does sometimes put his hand in that pot. And the other evidence too is, look at all the Christian athletes that are legends. Drew Brees, Reggie White. Patrick Mahomes is going to be a legend when he retires. I think Josh Allen is a Christian, unless I'm getting him confused with somebody else. God does seem to bless a lot of Christian athletes with a lot of success, but then on the other side of it, there's plenty of athletes who aren't Christian at all that have great athletic careers. You see what I'm saying? So both sides have like a point. I don't know whether God blesses certain teams or not at certain times or not. It's very obvious that God doesn't have one team or 2 teams or 3 teams that he just favors every year. Like that's not even something I would even try to argue. But I do believe he blesses certain athletes and certain teams at certain times. Whatever his reasons are, I don't know. Maybe somebody on the team, their mother died that year and they really need just something to lift up their spirits. And that championship victory is that thing. So God kind of paves a way for them to win that championship. You see what I'm saying? God probably does stuff like that every once in a while. It's hard to know, when we get up before the judge and we ask God, because I'm assuming he's going to let us ask him stuff. Like, did you intervene in sports? If so, what were your reasons for intervening in this game, that game, whatever? I mean, I'll be curious to hear his answers. You see what I'm saying? My conclusion is, I don't know if God intervenes in sports, but I'm pretty sure he does at specific times. I don't think he does on a regular basis. Like I said, he doesn't have like a favorite team or whatever that he's just going to roll with or whatever. But there's times where he just intervenes for whatever his reasons are, if you see what I'm saying. That's what I got for you guys today.